right, so what are we up to today, lady fermenter?
We are up to making a New England IPA.
That looks like a big batch of oatmeal.
It does. It should be oatmeal cookies.
What do you use the oats for?
The oats are to give a velvety mouthfeel, and they'll provide a little sweetness, which I'm fine with.
Ooh, sweetness.
Besides, so what I'm doing right now is we just crush the grains, void of the oats, because you don't need to crush your oats. And these little guys are rice hulls, which we need to add so that we don't have a stuck mash because of the sticky oats. So I'm just stirring that up a little bit. But for this New England IPA, I want to tap the alcohol level down. Now there's a couple ways we can do that. We could use less grains. Less grain would equal less maltose, which equals less fermentable sugar for the yeast to consume and turn into alcohol. Or we could use a yeast that doesn't ferment maltose, which is on the list to play with. Or we can do what I'm going to do, what I'm going to attempt to do, is arrest fermentation.
Ooh.
Okay.
Looks like a big batch of cookies you make. All you need some nuts.
Oh yeah, the monster cookies. Those are awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so I am mashing in. I will definitely, no, I'm not even going to guess. I will add the Celsius temp to on screen for you if you prefer to use metric. But I'm mashing it at 149 Fahrenheit. It's too cold. It's not, well, some would say it's
cool, rainy day outside.
Oh, I hope it rains. Oh, and here comes my able-bodied assistant. Hi, baby. I'm hoping this works. Like I said, there's a couple different ways you can do it. Today I'm going to try, or with this batch, I'm going to try arresting the fermentation, which basically means we're just going, I'm going to let it get to a level of ABV that I like or want, and then I'm going to attempt to stop it. So that's what I'm going to do. So we will find out if that works. Okay. All right.
Well, that's a rockin' sweatshirt you got on there.
Oh, well, thank you.
Pretty jazzy.
Thank you. I do love this color, so. Periwinkle more so, but I like this color. All right. We are.
What are you singing, Cassie?
Are you my supervisor? Am I doing it right?
Check my mouth.
Don't,
make sure she's doing it right.
Don't ever name your kitty Ninkasi. She has to be involved in everything brewing. Every single thing with brewing, which I find amusing. Ninkasi, the goddess of brewing, and she definitely thinks she is. And I think Ninkasi was also the goddess of mayhem too, so both which are apropos for this kitty. Okay, my 60-minute hop addition is going to be 2 ounces or 56 grams of lemon drop. One ounce or 28 grams. And then I'm just going to let it hang out for a few minutes and then proceed to chilling down the beer. The New England IPA is done, and I'm going to be pitching Imperial Juice, which is A38, and I have a clean, well, sanitized Yes, clean and sanitize pack. Clean and sanitize scissors. And I'm just going to pitch this yeast. And then I'm going to be keeping an eye on it. Get this out of the way. With a tilt, with a floating hydrometer. And see if I can get this beer to a ABV that I like. Probably, I'm thinking I'm going to start looking to stop at around 2.5, 2.7 ABV, and then cold crash it. We'll see what happens. All right, next up, clean and sanitized gasket, lid, bung, and airlock. All right, we'll see what happens. Okay. The goal here is an easy drinking, flavorful summer beer. Lower ABV.
So, Lady Fermenter, what are you up to today?
Well, today the Hazy is at 3.2 ABV. So I'm gonna cold crash it. Right now it is
Ooh, it's a pretty murky color too.
it's supposed to be hazy. I'm happy with the color. It's supposed to look juicy. So right now it's grainy, not sweet though. And it's very citrusy because I used the lemon drop, and then at flame out I used YT. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cold crash this, and if you think I'm crazy because it might be I might get diacetyl, I do have some beer that I'm going to do a forced diacetyl test with, but I think I might get lucky. And
Go to a previous video to learn how to do that.
Yes, it's a terrible video, but the information's good. I did a terrible job. It was at the start. Yeah, at the start of our journey on YouTube. But the information is good and accurate, and it leads you to other information if you really want to take a deep dive. Anyway, so I'm going to swap out this yeast did a great job. I'm going to swap out this dirty airlock and bung, and then I'm going to move it. I'm going to cold crash it to 33F. I'll put on the screen what Celsius is, and then we'll revisit it. And once it's nice and cold, I'm going to add the other ounce or 28 grams of this hop, because I feel like it needs a little bit more hop presence. Oh, and one thing I forgot to tell you is another way that you can lower the ABV in your beer is you can play with your mash temperature. This hop, YT, whatever. There was actually 32 grams left in this can, even though we put 28 grams or an ounce in. I have a clean and sanitized hop spider. We are out in the garage where we have a kegerator. Currently the beer is at 30 Fahrenheit or negative 1.1 Celsius. Clean, sanitized hop spider. This little shaker thing from a spice jar I use as a buoy. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry hop this Hazy with that hop, because I would like to layer in more hop flavor without it getting bitter. And then I'll check it every day for a couple days, and when I like it, then we'll pull the hops and continue with fast carb. So while we're transferring, we're going to give it a sneak taste, sneak preview. So it's been dry hopping with the YT hop, which is a New Zealand hop, and it delivered. It has a really smooth bitterness, easy drinking, lots of fresh lime zest, and then just a hint of orange. So, excuse me, I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy with this. and it came in at 3.6 ABV, which makes it crushable and easy drinking. All right, so our low ABV Hazy is done, and I'm ready to do the tasting. So if you made it this far, thanks a pint for watching. But before I do the tasting, I thought it'd be fun to just recap the 4 ways you can lower ABV or your alcohol volume in a beer. So the first way is use less grain, right? Less grain equals less fermentable sugars. The other thing you can do is you can use a yeast that doesn't ferment maltose. The third way you can do it is you can play with your mash temperature. The higher you mash, the less fermentable sugars are available to your yeast. And the fourth way, the way I did it, is I stopped the fermentation of the yeast, which actually, who knew, has a name. It's called arresting fermentation. Now, I do need to caution you on a couple things. One, after you do this, like this came in at 3.6 ABV, which is perfect for me. This is really a beer I made for me for a change, and I like it because I can have a beer, especially in the summer, and then just keep going with yard work. It doesn't make me tired like most of the other beers do. But you have to keep it cold, and if you're not going to be able to do that, or if you're going to share it with people who might not keep it cold, then what you need to do is you need to stabilize the beer. So it just means you're going to kill off the yeast before you package. So stabilize it. I think it's 20. We usually give it 24 hours, and then or 48, and then package the beer, and you'll be fine. The other thing I have to share with you is the first time I tried this, I got lucky. You need to think about if your yeast selection is going to throw diacetyl. If it is, it's not a good candidate for this process because you're going to have a butter bomb. The other thing is you can learn from my mistakes is I tried it a couple times with a Kvike, and a Kvike is going to fight you tooth and nail. I had to take the beer down to below freezing to get it to stop, but I ended up with a sulfur bomb each time. So sulfur is kind of cool because it will eventually dissipate. So I think those were like spring or early summer beers. And by the time we had our Oktoberfest party, the beers were fine. People liked them. They drank them. But just know that that's what's going to happen. So of course I encourage you to test things out, but I also want you to learn from my mistakes, and that's what happened. Okay, so tasting. Super citrusy. I mean, all I get is lemon and lime, which, not surprising, lemon drop, and then I'm going to probably pronounce it wrong though, Velvety hop is supposed to be lime, and it definitely is present. I do get a little malty, grainy sweetness from the malt, but that all follows into the flavor. It is really pleasant, easy to drink. There is a little bit more bitterness at the back of the throat. I would call that pithy, you know, like a citrus pith, which I would like to tinker with. So that's not in there, but other than that, it is super refreshing. Let me know in the comments if you'd like me to test any of those other options to lower the ABV in your beer.